If you take a deep look at what has happened on the Pi blockchain for the past 24 hours, you see that the locked token is still the same and the unlocked is still the same, which is very important. And the Pi price have been within this very area. I've been looking for market coming back down a little bit. I will expand on this in this very video. And also Bitcoin have crashed all the way to the downside and it has collected liquidity from this very point. So what next for the price of Bitcoin? Many more analysis. And most importantly, the Trump reciprocal tariff is going to start on the 2nd of April. That is Wednesday next week. And this is very important to all of us in the market. Pay attention and watch the video all the way to the very end. The first thing here is if you come to the block explorer, that is the Pi blockchain, it is covered that as at yesterday, we see the unlock mine token, which is this, have been the same since yesterday, including the unlock, which means there is no Pi token being released into circulation for the past 24 hours. And this is very important. Despite that, the market is coming all the way to the downside. We see this very move to the downside a little bit. And what I am expecting, like I told you earlier, is for the market to go down below this very area. We should see a move that go down a little bit, okay? Then the market is going to move up. Now, I am not expecting an aggressive dump from here all the way to the downside. That is a very aggressive dump. That is not what I'm expecting right now on the Pi price chart. I am expecting that the market move down a little bit and collect liquidity from here before the next move upward. And even though market collect liquidity from this very point, I am not going to take a trade. Very, very important. I'm not going to take a position. Why? Because this very point of interest is very, very important. So even though we see the market move downward, collect liquidity and move up again, I am not going to take a trade. Why? Because market can move down, move up and continue all the way to the downside. So I want to see a strong reason why I should take a position on the Pi token, and this is very important. So that is why I am looking for markets breaking out on this level of important resistance, and this is very important so that if you see the market move downward, let's say in this very case, and you see the market come back down, don't be too quick to take a position because you see that the market have created a new low, that market is going to begin to move all the way upward. No, it's not like that. Market must have to break structure first. So even though we see market come back down and then move upward, it's not a guarantee to keep a position because market can still come all the way to the downside and make you be in a loss. So therefore, you have to wait for the market to at least break this very area of important resistance with a significant bullish candle that close above this very area of resistance right here, which is very important. Once you do this, you should be in the right direction of the market. Worst case scenario for Pi right now is if you go back to the 1-day chart. If you look at the 1-day chart, one thing very important here is we see that this very price action is gradually into this very point. So if you mark this out and you take a broader look at what the market is doing right now, is there is a potential collection of liquidity from this very point, because this is an order block that we see the market move from in the past. So market moved from this very point after this order block. Buy orders were injected right here, a market begin to move all the way upward. So market is coming back down gradually into the same point. So worst case scenario that we can see on the Pi price chart is for the market coming back down into this area and grab liquidity from this very point of 0.58, that's 0.58 cent, and this very area of 0.6162 cent before the next move upward. That is very, very possible, and this is worst case scenario that we can see in the next coming days on the Pi price chart. So pay attention to this because this is a very important order block on the higher time frame, which is the 1-day chart. Remember, the other price action I was talking about was on the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart cannot control the 1-day chart. The 1-day chart should control the 4-hour chart, and that is why this very order block is important for a possible collection of liquidity by the market from this very area before the next move to the upside. And that is what you must have to pay attention to. And for the Bitcoin price action right here. This is very important. I was talking about the market coming back down to grab liquidity from this very point of important support, and that is exactly same thing that happened. There is no volume right here to trigger a buy position, and that is why we are still waiting for that opportunity to come so that I can give that signal to you guys. And if you're not on this very Telegram channel, please join right now. It is a free channel to receive more update, signal, on-chain data, and important fundamental analysis. Join right now, the link in the description. And if you come back right here, what I am now expecting, for the fact that this very bearish candle have collected liquidity from this very point of important support, I am expecting that the market from here move all the way to the upside. Not an aggressive move, but a retracement. We should expect retracement to come into the market, because if you look at how the market has moved, the market has moved all the way from here all the way to this very point, and it is sitting at an important order block level. If you draw this very order block out, you discover that the markets have this very order block right here. This is where we see the last bearish candle before this very bullish expansion that we see at this very area all the way to the upside. So market come into it, which means there is a very high possibility of market retracing from here, and that is what I'm expecting right now. So what you need to do is expect retracement from where the market is right here, this price level of $82,000 to this very price level of $81,000. So between $81,000 at this very point and this very area where the market is right now of $82,000, expect the market to retrace upward, and that retracement obviously should come into this very area of important order block as well. So we have this very order block right here that will serve as the next point of resistance for the market. So expect the market to move from this area upward before the continuation to the downside. One important thing in the market right now is that this very move we are seeing right now is a response to the Trump reciprocal tariff that is going to happen on the 2nd of April 2025. That is next week, Wednesday. So the market is already reacting to that very reciprocal tariff, and nobody knows what the number is going to be, whether it's going to be 50%, 100%, 200%, as the case may be. That is the reason why you must stay on top of the game, especially when it comes to fundamental data and technical data, so that you be in the right direction of the market. And what I am expecting right now concerning this very tariff that is coming in next week, Wednesday, is for the market to react more. Okay, so if we see the market begin to retrace from here upward as expected into next week, we should see the market begin to come back down as well into the tariff on Wednesday. And after the tariff, we should see the market down a little bit, then we should see recovery in the market. So basically, expect the market to go down a little bit, approaching this very area that we see in the past, this very price level of $78,000. That is what I am expecting. You may have something very contrary to what I'm expecting, which is your personal opinion, and this is what I am currently looking at right now based on-chain data, technical data, and most especially fundamental data concerning this very tariff coming in next week, Wednesday. Because if you say you are not going to look at it, it also affects you. Even though you don't look at it, it affects almost every other token out there, and that is why you must pay attention to this very fundamental about this very tariff coming in next week, Wednesday. So conclusively, on pie chart, expect the market to come back down a little bit, creation of a possible new low before the next move upward. And personally, I am not taking any position except we see a breakout of this very level of important resistance. And for Bitcoin, after this very impulsive move we've seen in the market should retrace. That is a recovery of this very impulsive move before the next continuation all the way to the downside, because that is on the high side right now of happening. This is very important thing you need to pay attention to if you really want to be in the right direction of the market. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video, and also in the pinned comment for more crypto updates, news, fundamental data. Thanks for watching.